Dr. Myles Munroe, why did you, first of all, choose to write the book, The Power of Character in Leadership?
I believe that the world is so much lacking leaders with character that it is the number one plague of leadership today. We see leaders that are collapsing in every arena, whether it's politics, business, religion, civic leadership, corporate leaders, just seem to be falling under the weight of power, of temptation, of immorality, lack of values, broken principles. And so this book is really to restore character to its rightful place. Character in leadership is the most important balance for leadership. Without character, leaders have no safety. Leadership has no protection without character. In this book, I talk about the fact that character is like a personal alarm system, where whenever you are tempted to break in to your own values and violate your own convictions, an alarm goes off. And your character says, you cannot do that. We need leaders who are willing to follow their conscience and their convictions rather than their convenience and their compromise. And this book is to deal with those very fragile issues of compromise.
Talk to us about the power of principles when it comes to character.
You know, the power of principles in character is the essence of character. Character is a result of a person committing themselves to principles that they won't violate. Principles are values and standards and laws that you refuse to sell on the altar of convenience. Yes. So we need leaders today who see principles as being more important than profit. Principles are more important than public adulation. We need people who believe in principles more important than their personal comfort. So this book deals with the fact that we need to restore in leadership principles, basic fundamental principles of what is good, what is right, what is naturally true. I call it natural law even. You know, some things that are just built into nature. Leaders are violating those things. This book deals with the fact that principles are more important than public worship, and that we need for leaders to return to the high, lofty balance of their principles and convictions instead of falling to the passions of their immorality.
Wow. We talk a lot in life about falling down, but you have something here talking about falling up. Talk to us about how, if there is failure in character, how people can then bounce back and fall up.
Yeah, you know, there's no perfect human on the planet. All of us have weaknesses. There are cracks in our character. We fail sometime. So in the book, I had to also deal with the fact that people do fall. Their characters do collapse sometime. What do you do when your character has fallen? When you've lost the respect of the people that loved you or followed you? What do you do when you commit an immoral sin or you broke the code of respect? What do you do when people who trusted you, you violated that trust? This book deals in detail on step-by-step instruction on how to restore your character again. Many leaders fall and never come back because they don't follow the process. In this book, I offer specific instructions on what to do, how to do it, when to do it, so that you can be restored back to the lofty position of trust. There are many leaders today who have fallen, and they find it difficult to regain the account of trust. In the book, I talk about the fact that trust is an account that people put deposit on the longer they know you and the more you're being tested. And every time you pass a test in leadership, people put a deposit on your account. So if you lose that account of trust, you have to build it back up again. And this book deals with how to rebuild your account of trust.
Just quickly tell us about the fact that you have character development worksheets. So there's something practical in the book as well.
Yeah, in the book I give, at the end of the book, I give you some clear examples of what to do to build character and then how to protect it. I included in this book some worksheets at the end where you can actually write out your personal code of ethics, how to write out your personal moral standards, the things that you value, so that you can have a document that says, this is my life, this is what I will protect and what I will safeguard. I did that myself when I was a young teenager. I decided a list of things I will not do, things I will not violate, laws I will not break, personal convictions that I will not sell. I did that practically. So in the book, I offer the reader the opportunity to do an inventory on themselves, to do an introspective view of what is my character convictions? What do I really believe? What are the things I value? What are the things that I consider to be worth of me protecting? This book deals with that practical application.
Dr. Myles Munroe, I'd like you to just look straight at the camera and just close out with an appeal to people to go ahead and get this book.
You know, the power of character and leadership was written for people just like you. Because just like you, I want to be successful in life. I don't want to be a person who did well and then fail at the end. Character protects your leadership. It protects your life. And in the book, I talk about the difference between Joseph and Samson, the biblical characters that were very important. Samson was physically strong. He had physique. He was powerful physically. But his character was weak, and he lost his sight, his vision, and his integrity. Joseph was not physically strong. He was not a specimen of great power. But Joseph had strong character, and he was promoted to become the prince of Egypt. So I asked the question in this book, who is stronger, Samson or Joseph? In my estimation, Joseph was stronger than Samson because character is always more powerful than strength. It is my hope that you would get a copy of this book and shore up your character, build a strong character. This is the future of great leadership. If we are going to have a world where we can trust people again, we're going to have to reinstate character as the primary responsibility of leadership. I trust that you will enjoy reading this book as I enjoyed writing it. It took me 40 years to write this book. Someone asked me, why did it take so long for you to write this book? I told them because the subject is such that you need to live it first before you write it. I was not qualified to write this book until 40 years of leadership in my own life. And therefore, I give you my life through this book. Read it. The book is simply called The Power of Character in Leadership. I trust that you'll protect the power of character and enjoy the reading.